Hi there, my name's Andy Hillier, and today's guitar lesson is going to be on the beautiful song that is Slow Dancing in a Burning Room. I'm going to teach you pretty much the whole song. Just before I do though, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, give me a like on the video, press the notifications, and I love to hear from you, so please leave me some comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think of the song, let me know what songs I should do next, and if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me, support the channel, and you want to print the tabs off for this, then I'll put it on my Patreon page. I'll leave a link to that in the description. My guitar is in standard tuning. Now the first line sounds like this. So to play that, we're going to use our third finger and slide up from around fret 9 up to 11. It doesn't really matter where you're starting as long as you're sliding to A11 with a third finger. Then first finger on G9. So those two notes end up ringing together. So you go, and if you can, add a bit of vibrato. So you go, and then this is an optional note. You can put your thumb over the top and play E9, but you don't have to. You could just, or you can add that in. And then it's going to do a percussive hit. So you take your fingers off so they're just touching the strings, and then you can just hit the strings with your finger. So go. So make sure no notes ring out. Then the next phrase goes, which is G9 and D11 at the same time. Then G8 with D9. And then A11 with D11. And then A9 with D9. So you got. So from the beginning. Into the next bar, bar number 3, we've got. So for this, I'm using my thumb over the top. Again, this is an optional note. You don't have to play this note. But my thumb over the top playing the E5. My first finger is going to go on G4. My second finger is on B5. And I'm going to hit that and hammer on my third finger onto G6. So it's a bit tricky. You might prefer to get rid of the note on the E string and just do the. It will still sound cool. But if you can add that in, it sounds nice. And then take your third finger off and you just play the G4 and the B5. So, and then the last or the next chord goes first finger on G4, second finger on B5, third finger on D6, and get that third finger to touch the A string, and then you can put the E string in. Nothing rings on the A string. And then that's an E chord. So far in that bar you've got. And then a slide up to D11 and then G9. So the first 3 bars go. Bar number 4 is the same as bar 2. Then bar 5 you get, which is second finger, E5, and then put your first finger flat across the D, A, D and G strings at the 4th fret. But you're going to hammer on your third finger, or your little finger, whichever you prefer, onto D6. And then you take that finger off the D string so that the first finger is playing, and you play D4. So it's, and then the last chord is open E. I'm using my little finger on A7, third finger on D6, and first finger on G4. So bar 5 goes. So the whole of the first line slowly goes. And up to speed. And then the next guitar part goes. So to play that, B14, B16, and then you bend it up a semitone. And then we're going to do another one of those bends, and it's going to bend up and down. So B16, up a semitone, back down. Oh. And then play B14 with the first finger, and slide down to B12. So far you've got. And then a quick hammer on from B12 to B14, really quickly, like, and then play B12, and then G13. That B12, make it staccato, nice and short. So from the beginning, you've got. And then it kind of starts again the same. So B14, B16, bending up a semitone, bend up and down on the B16, the B14 slides down to B12. So that's all the same. And then we've got the last bar, which is hammering on from G11 to G13, and then play G11, and then just pull off to G9. So, lots of vibrato through it, and it should sound like this. So that's the whole of the intro. It then goes to the verse. Now the verse chords just go. So you've got C sharp minor, which is your first finger barred across all the strings at the 9th fret. Third finger on A11, little finger on D11. So C sharp minor. And you can just add a bit of extra rhythm into it. And then an A chord, first finger barred across all the strings at the 5th fret. Second finger on G6. Third finger A7. Little finger on D7, and then it goes down to an E chord, which is just G1 with A2 and D2. It's quite nice if you're going from that A shape like there, just to use your 2nd, 3rd and 4th fingers for that E chord, because you get, or you could use 1st, 2nd and 3rd, whichever way you prefer. So the whole line goes 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3. 4, add a bit of extra rhythm. If you want to add those extra licks, just use C sharp minor pentatonic scale. Okay, so that verse goes around 4 times. And then we get the chorus, which goes like this. So for the first chord is a B add at 11. I've got my first finger on B7, second finger on G8, third finger on A9, little finger on D9, and then my thumb over the top on this E7. So we still have the open E string. That gives that B add 11 chord. Then C sharp minor, which we've played already, down to A. Then this B add 11 again. C sharp minor to this F sharp minor 7, minor 11 I suppose. I'm using my thumb over the top on E2, my first finger on G2 and my little finger on D4. Nothing ringing on the A string. Open E, open B strings. And then it goes back to C sharp minor, then A, E. So the whole chorus. It then goes back to the verse and then chorus. It also does the little, that little lead part again, and then does verse and then chorus. And then the only other part that we've got is a middle 8, which goes. So for that, it's got that F sharp minor 7 or minor 11 chord, C sharp minor 7, which is your first finger barred from the A string on the 4th fret, second finger B5, third finger on D6, and then a B chord, which is A2, third finger across D, G and the B strings at the 4th fret, then going back to that F sharp minor 7. So the first 2 bars there repeat around 3 times. They sound like this. So that repeats around 4 times, and then you just go back to C sharp minor for a bar, A, and then E. So you go 2, 3, 4. And then I think it just goes round like a guitar solo, which you can just use the C sharp minor pentatonic for, make it up. And I think there's a chorus at the end of the song. And that's the whole thing. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed that little guitar lesson. If you have, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, it really does help the channel. Give the video a like as well. Hopefully that will help me get some more views on it. And I love to hear from you. I do read every comment, so leave me some comments in the comment section. Let me know where in the world you're from, what you think of the song, what you thought of this guitar lesson, and more importantly, what songs I should do next. And if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me, support the channel, keep me doing it, and you want to print the tabs off for this, then I'll put them on my Patreon page. I'll leave a link to that in the description. Well, thanks for watching this. I do appreciate it. I've been Andy Hillier, and I'll see you next time.